大家好，我是 Dr.Dirk 脊医德克，欢迎回到我的频道。今天呢，要带大家来开箱我的学校，也是美国第一所脊骨神经医学的学校。Now, let's have you guys introduce yourself first and let people know what we're doing today, please.
All right, good morning. My name is William. I'm in 6th trimester. I'm a campus guide, and today we're going to be taking you through a tour of Palmer.
And my name is Brandy, and I'm also in 6th trimester, and I'll be joining along today.
All right, well, good morning. We're currently in the Welcome Center. It was built in 2007. It's a 55,000 square foot building holding both the Trevor Ireland Student Clinic upstairs as well as the Bechtel Center downstairs.
And that student clinic upstairs was actually just redone last November. We got a giant $5 million grant from the Bechtel Trust. So we completely redid that upstairs, so it's all brand new. All right. So we are currently in our Hall of Flags right now. As you can see, there's a bunch of different countries' flags behind us. And each year we have over 80 international students that attend Palmer each year. And we have graduates in all of these countries, as you can see behind us.
Alrighty, so we are currently on the 2nd floor. Behind me right now, you can actually see 3 busts right across the street. The one in the middle is B.J. Palmer. He was known as the founder of chiropractic. He's the one that really just started the whole profession. On his left, you've got B.J. Palmer, who is the son of Dee. He was known as the developer of chiropractic. He's the one that brought chiropractic to the whole world. He had a radio station and really just popularized what chiropractic was. And then on the far right, you've got Dr. Dave. Dr. Dave is BJ's son, and he was known as the educator of chiropractic. He's the one that got chiropractic the licensing and changed Palmer's School of Chiropractic to Palmer College of Chiropractic. So he was the main guy that got all of the accreditation and made chiropractic kind of what it is today as a recognized profession.
Okay, awesome. So right now we are looking down one of the busiest streets here in Davenport. This is Birdie Street right behind us. Over here on my right, right behind me, we have currently, it is the KWQC news station here in the Quad Cities. But before it turned into that, it was actually known as the WOC, which stood for World of Chiropractic, and it was the radio and TV station that BJ started. So as Will mentioned before, BJ was all about popularizing chiropractic and kind of pretty much telling the whole world about it. And so what better way to do that than with a radio and TV station? Right behind me, this actually used to be where initially BJ had his clinic. This is actually where he would treat and see his patients. BJ always had to have the super coolest stuff, so he actually had an air-conditioned Cadillac ambulance that he would go and pick up patients from the river. So BJ was sent more of those typically tougher patients. And the really cool thing about the clinic is that there was a whole community of a variety of doctors there that would look at the patient and diagnose the patient, but they would only receive chiropractic care as their treatment. So I think that's something that's really cool here. After it was BJ's clinic, it was actually turned into our student clinics, and now it is actually turning into what's called our Learning Commons. So it's going to be a new study space and library space for our students that's supposed to be completed sometime next year. So it's going to be super cool to have here.
Alrighty, so we are now in the Bittner Center, or the gym, as some people like to call it. This was recently redone, actually, as of 2018. Palmer invested actually $500,000 only into equipment. So we'll be walking around, you'll get a good look of that.
So right now we are in front of our 3rd floor library. Here is more of our group study library. So we've got a lot of big group study tables in there. And then this floor actually has a bunch of different bone models that you can check out. So you can really get that hands-on feel for what you might have on your test. If we go one more floor down below this one, that is our quiet library floor. So there is a bunch of computer workstations down there and some like individual cubicles. And then one awesome thing about Palmer is we are a testing location for all 4 parts of national boards. So all of our Palmer students don't actually have to leave campus to take boards. And then if we go one more floor down from here, we have our Palmer archives. So basically all of Palmer's written history you can find down in there. If anyone has any relatives that have been to Palmer or know anyone that's graduated, you can maybe even go find their photo down there.
We are currently on the 1st floor of the library building. We've got our archives just over there. But behind me in these cabinets is actually only a small part of the osteological collection that Palmer has. Actually, we have over 2,200 skeletal specimens, 125 spines, 14 fully articulated skeletons, as well as 33 fetal skulls that are kind of on display around here. There's actually 3 of the spines here that have spina bifida, so if you can spot them, you're pretty good.
We are inside one of our couple different technique rooms here on campus. You can see all the adjusting tables behind us. And one unique thing about Palmer is the technique that we teach here is called our Palmer package. And so that includes 5 different techniques that are in our core curriculum here. So that includes our Palmer Gonson, diversified Thompson, extremities, and upper cervical, which is toggle is what we call it here. It's one of BJ's original techniques. And then recently, a couple trimesters ago, we just actually implemented a 6th technique course called assisted adjusting, which you learn some activator, flexion distraction, and a little bit more Thompson protocol. So right behind me is our Trevor v. Ireland student clinic. We have 25 different treatment rooms all the way back behind here. And then we actually have a brand new radiology readout room that's upstairs as well. So it's kind of a big theater style room with huge screens out front, so you can blow up those x-rays super big so you can take a look at them. And then also, kind of talking about our clinics, down in the basement here we do have a really large rehab and radiology area, so if anyone takes a particular interest to that, you can actually be an intern down in those departments when you get to clinic. Right. So one of our last stops on the tour today is right behind these doors is actually our student union right now. It's currently under construction, so it's nothing cool to look at right now, but in about a month or so it's supposed to be all done and brand new. It's just going to be a really cool hangout center for students to just come relax in between classes. I know they're going to have a coffee and smoothie bar up there, as well as some like grab and go snacks, so it's going to be a really cool space for students to just kind of chill and relax in between classes. So
that's awesome.
That new student union that's being built was actually possible by a generous donation of $1 million by Dr. Hagen, and so we would have to thank them for donating, making this space even better than it is right now. So that pretty much concludes our tour of Palmer. We hope you enjoyed it, and we hope we can see you soon.
Yeah.